create the clearest model of everything there is to know in the world. Our students are getting the message. At the most prestigious universities in the United States, liberal arts fields like English and history used to be among the most popular majors, but a surge in interest in engineering and the natural sciences has decimated many humanities departments. Since the 1960s, the number of degrees awarded in the humanities has shrunk by half. Funding for humanities research has declined precipitously. In 2011, it amounted to less than 0.5% of the funds for science and engineering research and development. Within the social sciences, quantitative studies like social network analysis and psychometrics dominate, while qualitative fields like sociology and anthropology are seen as passé. At a 2015 town hall meeting, U.S. Republican presidential candidate Jeb Bush told the audience that students majoring in disciplines like psychology were headed for jobs at Chick-fil-A. That same year, the Japanese education minister ordered Japanese universities to shut down social science and humanities departments or convert them to serve areas that better meet society's needs. The humanities, disciplines that explore culture, such as literature, history, philosophy, art, psychology, and anthropology, no longer meet society's needs. A humanities-based understanding of different people and their worlds is now officially useless. After all, compared to the endless information accessible through big data, what value is there in human-led cultural inquiry? What value is there in actually reading a few good books when algorithms can read them all and give us an objective analysis of their content? What value is there in plays, paintings, historical studies, dances, political treatises, and pottery, in cultural knowledge that cannot be stripped of its specificity and context and transformed into vast sluices of information? I write this book with one urgent message to impart. There most certainly is value. We dismiss this cultural knowledge, cultivated through humanities thinking, at great risk to our future. When we focus solely on hard data and natural science methods, when we attempt to quantify human behavior only as so many quarks or widgets, we erode our sensitivity to all the forms of knowledge that are not reductionist. We lose touch with the books, music, art, and culture that allow us to experience ourselves in a complex social context. This is not an esoteric subject for debate solely inside the ivory tower. In fact, I see the consequences of this phenomenon playing out in my consulting work every day. I see the dearth of cultured leadership at the senior levels of major corporations. Too many of the top cadre of leadership I have met are isolated in their worldview. They have lost touch with the humanity of their customers and their constituents, and, as a result, they mistake numerical representations and models for real life. Their days are sliced and diced into tiny segments, so they feel they don't have time to wander around in the mess of real-world data. Instead, they jump into a problem-solving process and a conclusion without understanding the actual question. As a result of all this, they tend to hire engineering or MBA-trained junior executives to be their foot soldiers in the data trenches. Their fixation with hard data often masks stunning deficiencies, and many such lower-level managers will hit a glass ceiling in today's business world. They are reductionists without the sensitivity to recognize the most exciting and essential patterns. These are managers who did everything right. They hacked the system and aced all the tests. They went to the best schools and got all the good grades. They spent their entire education training their minds to reduce the problems and then to solve them. And today, as a result, they simply don't have the intellectual sophistication required to move into the upper echelons of leadership. It's not always easy to prove this point, that training in the humanities and the social sciences is just as important, if not more important, than STEM to a successful career, with hard data. But allow me to put this data question in context. In 2008, the Wall Street Journal reported on a large-scale study of global compensation by the research